YouTubers. Well, here it is, Saturday the 9th of April. I did shoot a little short video about trying to do this, put motorized bicycle on. I'm still working on that. I was busy all week. I was able to tear the motor out of the snowblower on Sunday night. Took me about, I don't know, half hour or so. It's a lot of little bolts to get out of this, but I ran into a little bit of a problem, and I'll show you that right now. Here's what's left of the snowblower. Motor's off it. There's the big wheel, and there's the blades. Well, this wheel, when it runs, to pull the snow in and throw it out the top, it runs this way, counterclockwise. So the motor runs counterclockwise. Alright, so now I was going to put it on the small bike, and then I thought, well, maybe I'll put it on the big one. And I was laying in bed thinking, God, I wonder what, I want to run it on this side, but I'm wondering which way this engine turns. Well, as you can see, the engine turns counterclockwise. So, the engine turning counterclockwise on this side of the bike, on this bike here that has the brake on it, if you go counterclockwise, it's going to lock in the position. If I go to put it on this bike, which is a 10-speed, if this were to run counterclockwise to this shaft, it would just be spinning backwards, so it wouldn't drive forward. And then I thought, well, if I flip that around to the other side, take this wheel and put it on the other side of the bike, it's still going to be going counterclockwise. It'll be going clockwise on the other side. Let's see. No, it'll be going counterclockwise on the other side to go forward, which makes it still spin. And if I put this one on the other side, it would be going counterclockwise on the other side, and would be locking up. So that's kind of my dilemma. I'm thinking about that one. I've got other stuff to do today, like pick up all my tools. I've got 3 electric motors up here. One of these is getting sent to my brother Dan in Iowa. It's funny about these motors, if you ever run into these, are motors from a treadmill. This is left-hand thread. It comes off going that way. So clockwise comes off. So this has a left-hand thread. I did have one in a box I started years ago, and that little bolt on the end, the left-hand thread, that little bolt there in the end is like $4 or $5 for that bolt because it has to be left-hand thread. And I found I have a disc, an old disc from a tile saw that I'm going to make to put my louver deals to make the thing spin around. I'm going to use this and drill this out because that fits perfectly in that hole there on the end of the shaft, and it works great. So got some other stuff to get rid of here, some scrap, and hopefully I'll be taking this in here pretty quick, and that might be a video in itself to see what kind of prices I get this year. There's some aluminum in there. But again, back to this problem. I'm not sure how I'm going to figure this one out yet. I'm going to have to scratch my head a little bit, and then I'll proceed to go forward or backwards. Like I said, I think it's going to work out okay, but yeah, I'll figure it out. Alright, see ya. Alright, had to think about it a while. I think I figured it out. So this turns counterclockwise, and this side of the bike turns counterclockwise to drive the wheel forward. This here drives the wheel forward going counterclockwise. So I just have to mount the engine that to that and maybe weld a sprocket right here. Weld a sprocket on here, or on this one. Weld a sprocket on here and then set the engine up like that, and I'll drive it from there. Interesting. That means only the front brakes I have to stop me, and I don't know if they work on the, they work a little bit. Better make sure I got my life insurance all paid up. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll might have to take that apart and get some sprockets. I'll have to see how it fits on this one. That looks like it's aluminum type stuff there. And that's going to be a lot harder to weld on. This looks like it's steel. Yeah. So, but then I'm going to have to figure out how to get a gear on that too. It does have a shaft. What did I do with that? Yeah. This is what drove the belt on there for the snowmobile or snowblower, and it's got it notched out. It's a 5/8 shaft, and they do make them, but I just have to see if I can find a 5/8 shaft that has a tooth pattern, because there's different size chains that for a bicycle, and I think it's like a T something, like a mini bike or something has like a type 35, 40, 41 chain on it. This bicycle has a smaller chain. It's a T something, I think. So that's my other next deal. I might have to maybe weld something onto that. I have a lot of meat on the back side of this here. I could probably center something up and then maybe weld a gear on this and slide it on there too. So possibilities now. I just figured out how I can get everything to move forward. I just have to move myself forward with it. Okay. Alright. Yeah. I figured it out. Maybe. Alright, see ya. Alright, a little update in the process. I was able to get this plate off the side here, because that engine, 4 bolts around the shaft, there's those 4 bolts. So I wanted to get this thing out of there. This is kind of a pain. Had a bolt on the end, and then you had to put I got a needle nose vice grips in there to hold on the inner nut. Why that came off there. And then this whole section came off this end, and then to get that off you have to take this off. Well, this is counterclockwise to remove, so I had the air wrench on there, got that off. So now if I take this off, hopefully, unless there's a nut behind that, it should slide right off. Maybe. Okay. Maybe there's something in there, but that should come off, and I might be able to use this whole mount here to maybe get a couple U-bolts and bolt around the frame of the bike to hold the motor in place, and then I'd probably have to weld another stabilizer somewhere. But I thought this would be, I could use this as a mount, so that's why I'm going through all this work to get that the prop deal, or the deal with the flappers here, I don't know what they call it, off, so I can use this bracket to mount the engine. So, hey, it's a process. I'm working on it. I'm getting it done. Alright, next part. Alright, air, figure I better work on this thing here. So I filled up tires. Tires hold air. Oiled up the chain. I adjusted the front brakes so that they're going to stop. So. Oh, God. Okay, glad the chain didn't break. That might hurt the groin area there. Alright, so next thing we do is look at the engine and break out the Sawzall and start cutting stuff. I like cutting stuff. Alrighty. That's out of the way. Now let's see what happens after this. Alright, so there it is in all its splendor. Back this up a little bit. This still has to come over quite a bit. Still has to go over that way a bit, but to get this here is probably going to bolt right onto the frame back here. And I'll probably use a couple of U-bolts, re-drill some holes in this plate. I might have to cut this plate back and at an angle. Depends on where I'm at here. I want to get this thing so I can slide this up and down this shaft here, and I can use that to tighten the tension on my chain. I have to go on Amazon and order a chain breaker for these small chains for the bikes and get some links so I can make a chain, and then figure out whether I can get a 5/8 hole deal with a bike chain for this one or not. It's got a keyway on it too somewhere. Yeah, it's got a keyway on it. And then I don't think there's a bolt here in the end. I don't have my flashlight, but I don't think that's a bolt. So I'll be able to use that one that's got Allen wrench set screws on it so I can move it in and out. Then the gas tank up here. And then off that other bike, I'm going to grab one of the brake handles, take that off, and use that for an accelerator. And I'll put that on the other side. So one of the brake levers will be the accelerator, and this other one, only brakes I'll have on this is the front brakes, but I'm not going to plan on going 90 miles an hour on this thing, so that's pretty good. Got things I need to do today, so I think I got a lot done today, and maybe I'll do some more of this stuff tomorrow. Alright, this is Rick, Selling Guy 60. Still working on it. Bye.